Hello, ladies. This is Joe McCarthy. I have something new for you here today. This past week, I did my very first motivational talk. Years ago, I had been a part of a Mary Kay unit, and as kind of a paying it back type of thing, I did a motivational speech for the unit on October 29th. And this is a special presentation. I had done an audio recording only, and in order to put it on our Facebook site, I needed to have some pictures to go with it. So this is my way so that we can get the recording for you to watch. Thank you. Another reason why I am doing the presentation this way is I'm a very tactile or kinesthetic person, and I use a lot of props when I was giving my talk, and this way you can have a feel for what was going on. I will show you the props that I used, and it makes the conversation make a little more sense. This was presented before a group of about 13 people. The room was very small. You'll hear a slight noise in the beginning, with unseen noise, don't know where it came from, and you'll also hear a person coming in midstream in our talk. So I just wanted to give you a little heads up on that. One last bit of information. You'll hear me referring to two women in my talk. One is named Mary and one is named Marie. Mary was the director of this group, and she's still working in the group after many years from when I started. That was one of the reasons I wanted to do the talk while she was still there. And Marie is somebody who was a consultant who got me involved into Mary Kay, and she's in a little poorer health these days, and so I picked her up from a assisted living home and brought her with me, and she played a very big key role in helping my self-esteem grow and my self-worth. She planted the seeds and watered them well, and this is a special thank you also back to her. On the next slide, we'll begin our talk. Thank you.
Yeah, okay, absolutely. Oh, if there's anything you need, just call me out. Want me to leave? No way. Your ears are gonna be ringing if they do. Okay. Hello, my name is Joe McCarthy, and I'm from Fort Byron, New York. And I don't have a new product, but to let you know where I fit in the Mary Kay scheme. I was there when Journey came out.
Wow, I love Journey.
I love and I still had a little bottle. I put some on tonight.
I still have one. That was my favorite one.
Yeah, they told how much work they did in planning. Of course, I was new to the whole business, so that just really felt good. And whenever I went somewhere, like if I had an interview or something, I would put that on and I would walk with that Mary Kay confidence. And as you know, that didn't come
People
easily.
asked me what I had on when I had Journey. Honest to God, everybody asked me what you got.
Yep.
You know?
So, all right. So, I'm gonna try not to read. But I'm gonna peek at my notes every now and again. Best I could figure, it was around 1995. I know I did retreats in 98, and it was a couple years before that. So somewhere in that ballpark is when I started. That's our hello, cleaning man.
She only started.
I'm a retired elementary teacher. You know, we just throw everything at us. It's not a big deal. I have a mother of 4 sons, so. Okay, God bless you. Yeah, but we get beautiful daughter-in-laws. So, I was somebody that had terrible acne, and not just for the teenage years, but up through until you started having babies when the hormones changed enough that it gave me a little rest. And that was a part that made, your face, you didn't exactly want to look at it and you didn't feel great about it. And also, I never used makeup growing up. I remember once somebody must have given me a kid's makeup set. I have no clue who would have done that. And one day when my mom was taking a nap, I went in and used it. And of course, I came out with rouge like this. And to this day, she still accuses me that's why I had acne. But, not okay.
Pretty good.
Okay. And my start in Mary Kay happened one night. My sister-in-law, Sue, had a Mary Kay party at her house, and there were about 6 people around the table, and Marie here was the demonstrator for the night. And my sister-in-law knew I didn't use makeup and da-da-da-da-da, and she says, just come, do what you're able to do, and, you'll be okay. Then if you don't want to do it, that's fine too. Well, Marie's coming over, and, I'm trying to, I'm not going to open your box, but I was trying to put something up to my eye. I don't know whether it was a mascara, and my eye wouldn't even stay open because I had never done that before. It was mascara, and I couldn't keep my eye open because it was just so foreign to my body. I didn't know how to do it. And she kind of goes like this. No, not really, but she knew I needed a lot more help than she'd be able to give me on that night. So she got the rest of them going, and she said, I'll come to your house, and we'll do a one-on-one, and I'll help you with it. So that was fine. To me, that seemed like over and above, but she says, no, get me. It's okay to do that. So she comes to my house, and my set is very worn out because I leave it on my animation desk, and it gets light from the sun, and it's even broken off. And I use these for paint holders. I'm an animator at heart. So she set up her little thing here, and she's sitting beside me, and she's about ready to demonstrate, and she says, look in the mirror and do this. And I says, I can't. And she says, okay, what do you mean you can't? I says, I don't look in the mirror. I said, when I have to, I keep over like this, see what I gotta see in now. And she said, okay, I thought she was thinking, boy, am I in for it here. But that was the truth. And she respected that. And we just sat there and we cried. She let me cry. And that was sincere. That's where I was, and that's where she met me. And she walked me through the process, and I don't know if they still do it these days, but they used to have the little flip charts that showed you every step to do. Well, I don't know that we use the flip charts, but if I was 40 years old and had never used any makeup. Now, if you're 12 and you don't use makeup, and you put it on, and you got glue up to your hair. Well, I guess that's a style nowadays anyway. But if you get it all over, a 12-year-old, it's fine. But when you're 40 and you're working at school, you can't do that.
Oh my God.
Oh
my God. 6:30.
All right,
Tina.
Pull up a chair. Pull up a chair. We have special guests tonight. And we're hearing an eye story.
Hi, my name's Jill.
Jill.
Have a seat. I'll wait for you. There's a chair behind you.
Oh, okay.
So Marie walked me through the step by step. And if you were somebody that had never used it before, had to use it enough so that you could wear it professionally, that was the gal to go to, best of the best, to train you through each one of those steps. And it helped feel so much more comfortable because I knew she knew what she was doing, even if I didn't. So, so through the staples, she went through that, and And I asked Mary if I could borrow one of her waterproof mascaras here. And the reason was this was kind of like a private joke between Marie and I, because every time she put it on and made me look in the mirror, I cried again. So we had to have the waterproof mascara to do damage repair. I remember one night when we were back in, when you had the 3 rooms that were together and you could open up the rooms, okay? This is one of my favorite memories, and you'll find out I'm a real, I like to save things over time, but I'm just gonna, how many people were here the night the man had us break the door?
Yes, I remember that.
Okay. Well, this is my actual board. I saved it.
Wow.
So,
Oh my gosh.
I told you, pack rat.
We had to chop up a lot with our hands. And it was all, it wasn't about the brute force.
No.
It was about
Right.
thinking you could. If you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, you're right.
You're right. But there was a few more bits and pieces to that. The man came in and he was a martial arts expert and he was a motivational speaker. I think that's when the seed got planted. Right back then you have motivational speakers. And he had this whole, there were 2 big piles of those boards there that we had to break through. And we had our recognition part first, and they had the whole room opened up, told the women to stand in the middle. You had on your red blazers, some had pink blazers at that time. You know, of course, you've got to wear a dress, Mary Kay. Your hair is coiffed, you're in full makeup. Probably to go with a dress, you've got a bit of a heel on. So he's got all of these women spread out. I just giggle at that sight. I can still see it in my head. And some of them kicked off their shoes, and he told us how you had to pull the energy up from, say, like if you're right-handed, you pull it up from your left foot, you bring it up through the right hip, up through here, up through the arm, and then out the hand. And he said, I'm going to use this word for a second here. I'm not a martial arts expert. I'm graphic arts, yes. Martial arts, no. But what his thing was, is he said that don't aim for the board. He said, aim for past the board. And when you do that, if you just aim for the board, you're just going to end up with a sore hand. But if you aim for past the board, your arm's momentum will keep you through, and you're literally putting your whole body and mind into work with it. Okay, and that's really stuck to me, that going past the, like the tape and erase. And then what the man told us to do was to, and yes, I did break this board. And he asked us to draw a circle and put an X on our board. And what he said to do was put a goal on one side of your board, and on the other side, put something that's hindering you from reaching that goal. And to give you an idea of how poor my self-esteem was, I went to go and read it, and the writing is so small, because it was real tiny, because that was my view of myself. And on the back it says, lack of confidence. Oh my gosh. Wait till you hear this side. Then on the goal side it says, reaching out with my talents to others. So, did I meet my goal? Okay, now, I don't have real wood, and I'm not a karate expert. But I'm going to challenge you, my daughter-in-law Nicole is going to, I made these boards for you. And on one side it says your goals, and on the other side it says what are your blocks keeping you from those goals. Okay? I'll give you about 5 minutes to think about it, and if you get done early, you can talk to the people next to you. Nicole's going to pass those out. We're not going to break them. I thought of 2 or 3 ways to do it, but I decided for safety's sake that wasn't a great idea. So that's your board. It looks like that. I thought about putting 2 people holding it and punching it. I thought about a pen throw, but I just said, I don't want anyone hurt. Yeah. Thanks for that. Then you can just put the pencil down. Anybody want a grade share on yours? You don't have to, just stop me. I'll share mine. Sure, go for it. I think they all know, or at least our unit knows, that we're in car production right now. So the goal, which is a big goal right now, is Premier Club car production. And then I remembered to add the date, because I mean it could be 5 years from now, by December 31st of this year. That was the goal. That's the goal, personally. You want to know the blocks or not? You don't have to. Okay. Well, and if you want. Okay. The blockages are my own mindset, lack of personal recruiting, which is me, team marketing, and needing more new customers, which will yield more new team members. Anyone else? Oh, come on, you guys. Somebody be good. Want to hear mine? Pardon? Yeah. Want to hear mine? I have a goal to be a TED Talk speaker. And I would like to go around and do women's retreats and be a speaker or on stage with other people. I'm currently running a small business, and I'm trying to get my first 2 clients, so I understand how that goes. But, and what's holding me back is it's like I know I have the gifts, and I know I can help somebody out there, but I'm just not getting out there yet. So that's the part that I'm working on. So
I'll go. Go ahead. It's kind of confused between the two. So I think the goal is I want to have more confidence in myself. And then my blocks are overcoming rejections. So I'm tired of hearing that. No, I can't. I'm busy. I don't have any friends. I don't wear makeup. Blah 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 blah. So I just want to get out of that, and I want to get out of my comfort zone. Honestly, yeah, that's my problem. Very good. I'm just so tired of no's. I hear you. Yeah, it's like you don't ask anybody. I know. That's my problem. That's my block. No, it's terrible. One more? Come on, you do it.
Well, my goal is to build my customer base and that, my flavor is getting out of my comfort zone of, my self-confidence.
self-confidence I find also, you know, I don't do like me, but like I used to hold a lot of open houses and I would keep all the students and how much I would need and everything, you know, how much it cost me. And over the years, the list just got smaller and smaller and my whole present. And I'm always comparing myself to 20 years ago when I was like, oh, starting and doing a power start and perfect start and doing the thing on the life all over there. And I'm always remembering all that I used to do. And you know, it's kind of like when you look back and, oh, I'm only 20 years younger. And it's like, you know, I don't know, that's where I am in my life.
It's okay to reinvent yourself.
Right.
What you did when you were 40 or 20, that was a different time period. And so, and besides, if you were always doing the exact same thing, it gets boring. But
No,
don't talk.
I wasn't getting boring going to the bank and
What part of that did you like? Maybe you don't have to do it the same way. Maybe you can pick a piece of it.
What part? Well, I felt very confident. And of course, when we started, like for me, 21 years ago, we had less staff.
Right.
And I'm overwhelmed. We have a lot of products now to remember. I can't remember, like Mary's also like she could remember like that, you know, Diane, like all the products and what they do. I can't remember. My husband talks to me an hour later, he asks me about something, I don't remember. So I can't, and I know that customers want to hear, wow, it has such and such, and it does that and does that. I can't remember it. I don't retain that.
I don't know how protocol is on Mary Kay anymore, but could you do just hands party? So you could be, or just this party?
And it's funny because I just got a new customer this weekend, and it was like, yes, a brand new one. And you should have seen the stuff that I pulled out. It was like, here, if you fill these 5 referrals, I'm going to give you, you know, $10 worth of free stuff. If you call me within all these new things that I've done in my director challenged me, and I pulled off, and she really like, oh, it's great. And I'm like, okay. So now I start, so she calls me on, I'm thinking, should I call? And I could get a pain, let her call me, and that's where I don't know what to do.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it. Just out of curiosity, raise your hand if at all self-confidence is a problem for you. That's amazing.
And a board you can break. Thank you for, especially those that shared. And, you know, put it in a place at home, put it in a drawer or something, or up on your bulletin board, and look at it 6 months from now. Say, have I drawn any closer to it? Or what can I do? Maybe I want to change it. Now, okay, very good. Okay, welcome back. Mary Kay Ash began her business 1 month after her husband died when she was at the age of 45. There was another woman, Louise Hay, who was in somewhat similar circumstances. She started her business at about the same time. And one of her famous books is called You Can Heal Your Life. How many people have had it, read it, memorized it? Okay. Well, there's a part in that book that I really like. There's a section, and they even sell it separately now as a workbook, that tells how different parts of your body are connected to illnesses or things that they can kind of diagnose from where your body hurts for what's going on in your life. I don't remember the technical jargon, but you get the picture. And since this is skincare, guess what your skin relates to in your life? Does anybody know what Mary Kay's little handy dandy says on it? It has to do with yourself. Your self-esteem, self-awareness, self-confidence, all of those things go together. And so that sense of self, one of my favorite parts, I mean, I love the night that we cut the wood, but my favorite was always the glamour makeover nights.
Oh, God, yes.
I'm a photography buff, and I can remember Marie helping me with my makeup, and I had I was at the tail end of a perm, and there was just enough curl left in it. And she put me in a fur boa and the big earrings, and so this is what
Oh, that's great.
it just,
I forgot about it.
Yeah.
That same fur, it was already
Wow,
that's
yeah. Yeah.
See?
And matter of fact, I had to take this off of my husband's desk because that's where he had it. But, you know, we've had a lot of people here talking about confidence, talking about skin, Mary Kay, and skin, and that has to do with the self. And during that glamour makeover, even if you can get somebody for 1 minute to believe that they're as pretty as a movie star or as famous or successful, I put that, and I have a copy of that, and I put it inside of my cupboard so that when I opened the cupboard, I could see it every once in a while. And I really like to flip out people and say, see what I look like in a glamour makeover, and I'm the one that's not believing it, but they are. Okay, so that's important, that self, and that and each one of you, Marie planted a seed in me, a seed of self-worth, and it grew. And each one of you are dealing with people, but especially your new girl there. They need you. You know, yeah, you're bringing them a wonderful product, but you're doing so much more. And I know a lot over here, but it'll work. It's to have somebody believe in you. Hold on a second. That's very important to me. I am somebody that my self-esteem was so terribly low when I was here, but there's something weird about me that I think of my self-esteem used to be like this little drawstring bag I made for something. Only thing is, there's no bottom. And every time I did something that helped me feel better, it just didn't stick. And, you know, I'm not going to go into all the psychobabble, and I'm not saying that everybody has that problem. But some of the people, like, I don't know if you've ever had somebody that couldn't look in the mirror before. That's real and that's genuine. And your patience is worth $1 million. I have spent hundreds of hours on therapist's couch. I've gone through trauma release work. I've gone through a network chiropractor. I've gone through a voice coach. I've invested the time and the energy. And I've helped me come a long way. Does that mean I never have a bad day? No, of course not. We all do. But I've come a long way, and I don't know about you, but when you come a long way, if you can take somebody else a little bit of that distance, it makes it seem a little more worthwhile. And that's one of the things that I'm doing at this point in my life. I used to do retreats with women at church, and I did 10 of them, and I loved them, and life happened, and they stopped. And now I finished my career, and I'm going to start over again. But I'm not going to do it the same way as I did 20 years ago, because I don't have quite the same stamina, and I just don't want to. But I want something new and exciting to get me fired up again. So this weekend, Nicole can pass these out. I'm going to offer, it's a workshop in Fort Barn, New York. It's called Self-Care Swaddled with Self-Love. And some people didn't get touched when they needed it. And without that, some of those other pieces didn't stick. Now, not pointing any fingers, and I've come 1,000,000 miles, but we're all at different stages of this. I'm doing it live in Fort Barn on this Saturday. It's from 10:30 to 11:30. I know that's only a week away, and maybe way too late to be telling you, but I never know unless I ask. And if you can't make it in person, there's an online version on Friday morning. The Saturday morning, we're going to actually be making a self-care kit, which is going to, thanks to Mary, I'm going to have some Mary Kay lotion. And we're also going to be doing something at the end of it where we give each other a touch, using that as a massage for the hands. People that had trouble with self-esteem, touch may be something that was missing. And they're different people, there's different reasons. I've done a ton of research and I've tried out a lot of them along the way. But that's my give back. If you notice up at the top there, it says I have a Facebook group. It's called Eagle's Nest Women's Circle. The eagle is a majestic animal that soars and has a whole different vision than the rest of it. And I've got some new hatchlings there that are you guys gals would fit right in with that group. If you're interested, originally I'd had today as the cutoff date. If you could tell me tonight or by tomorrow, because I need to make sure I have enough supplies by Wednesday, is when I'm going to order take care of the rest of the supplies. And if you aren't interested in the workshop, check out the web group, Facebook group anyway. And that's something that I'm doing with my life. I'm going to close with this. Get a swallow here.